Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gigi Gilliard, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant. In private spaces and small groups, the beloved Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant often quotes this message from Gandhi: "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." And it is precisely by this mantra whereby Dr. Grant has built a global platform of service. Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant is an award-winning international speaker. She is an author and the founder of Destiny Designers University, a transformative multimedia empowerment experience and unique suite of live and self-directed study programs on every aspect of entrepreneurship, including the signature Faithpreneur Success Curriculum based on her best-selling book, Action, Despite the Distraction, 7 Life Lessons to Thrive and Live Your Destiny Now. Dr. Grant has spent countless hours quietly volunteering her time and service in the community through her civic engagement and youth mentorship. From working closely with local elected officials to support community outreach, to volunteering her time speaking with students in local schools, to serving on PTA boards, Dr. Grant gets the greatest joy from serving others. She has received numerous awards from the New York State Senate, the New York State Assembly, the New York City City Council, the Office of the Governor of New York, national and local organizations, including her most recent recognition as a Woman of Distinction by the Continental Societies Incorporated. Her body of work is punctuated by receiving the 2016 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award for volunteer service from our 44th President, Barack Obama, an appointment in 2017 as a Fellow of the Most Excellent Order of International Experts, and she is a recipient of the 2019 Change Nations World Civility Ambassador Award. In 2014, Dr. Grant founded Destiny Designers University, which she affectionately calls a classroom without borders, where participants graduate to the next best version of themselves by turning inspiration into results. Destiny Designers University is the only training and development platform for faithpreneurs. And faithpreneurs are faith-based entrepreneurs and faith-based professionals who grow their wealth-generating practices around an affinity to God and to faith by learning to leverage their relationships, their resources, and their revenue. Faithpreneurs gather annually in August for the Faithpreneur 3-day weekend experience, which was created with original content by Dr. Grant. Dr. Grant is also the Chief Brilliance Officer of C&G Enterprises Unlimited, LLC, which is a certified MWBE, Minority and Women-Owned Business Enterprise. This organization specializes in meeting facilitation and professional development training. During COVID-19, C&G Enterprises began offering decontamination services to other small businesses and meeting spaces to ensure the safe gathering in these public spaces. C&G Enterprises Unlimited LLC was also tapped as the NWBE firm selected to be the facilitator for the JFK International Airport Redevelopment Community Advisory Council, a $13 billion redevelopment project. Now, as part of the New York City Coalition of Entrepreneurs, it is easy for me to rattle off Dr. Grant's professional credentials. She is well known globally, regionally, and in the New York metropolitan area for her professional accomplishments. However, for the ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, just as impressive are her past 33 years of uninterrupted financial service as a life member to Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Immediately after her induction into our great sisterhood in the spring of 1989, a young Dr. Grant instantly got to work. She was serving on the national level right away as a young Zeta, as a member of the National Personnel Committee, on the National Education Foundation Board, and as a representative as a graduate member to the National Executive Committee. And then, in just 3 short years after joining our sisterhood, she was elected as our national 3rd vice president, and she served as one of the most prolific, effective, and innovative 3rd vice presidents in our history. Since then, Dr. Grant has gone on to serve on every single level of our illustrious sisterhood. Her accomplishments are many, many to name. And we could stand here and we could read all of Dr. Grant's list of accomplishments in Zeta Phi Beta. But something that Stacie is known for, if you know her, are these things. She is known for her love for God. She's known for her love for family. She is known for her love for goodness and fairness and righteousness. She is an amazing woman. She is an extraordinary soror. She is an extraordinary leader for an extraordinary time. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure not to prolong any longer and introduce to probably no one the incomparable Dr. Stacie N.C. Grant.
Wow. To God be the glory for a new day. I don't take for granted any opportunity I can breathe in, breathe out, and just be grateful to my Lord and Savior for this opportunity to be with you all here today. Good afternoon, everyone, especially my oh-so-fine and sweet sorors of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. First, let me say how great it always feels to be back on the yard. Yes, back on the distinguished campus of my beloved alma mater, St. John's University. I want to thank Ms. Ebony Calvin, the Director of Campus Affairs, for graciously coordinating this opportunity to be with you here as I share an exciting announcement. Secondly, in the wake of our incomparable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I want to begin with a few of his words. He said that our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. And life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? He also said that time is always right to do what is right. All of these ideals come from a man whose legacy needs no introduction, but are in part what brings me before you today. As a woman of God, wife to my incredible king, mother to my 2 amazing princes, as a daughter, a sister, a faithpreneur, a friend, and your soror, a life member of the greatest sorority on the planet with 33 years of uninterrupted financial service, I am committed to never being silent about things that matter and always leaning in to doing what's right. For me, my dear sorors, I always invite God to order my steps. And I've heard from God, and the time has indeed come to do what I believe is right for every woman in our sisterhood that we hold so dear. And that is to officially announce my candidacy for the office of International Grand Basileus of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. It was tremendously important for me to make this announcement right here on the very grounds where I became a member in the spring of 1989 as an undergraduate student of St. John's University. Our 5 distinguished women who founded Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, who we refer to as our triumphant and honorable pearls, were undergraduate women themselves, young, full of hope, full of faith, full of innovation. And these 5 elegant and determined collegiate women set a course that helped shape the destiny of every woman as a Zeta. a destiny that rejected more socializing and social climbing and sought to serve and elevate the African American community with a more profound motivation, a destiny that rejected emphasis on self and promoted an outward focus towards the needs of mankind. Soarers, in my quest to serve you, I want to call us back to this prevailing dream of our beloved and honorable founders. In the glow of commemorating our 102 years of founding, Soarers, let us go back to the original vision of our beloved founders. As we're reminded during our Founders Day celebration this past Sunday night, our triumphant founders were torchbearers. They carried a torch for scholarship, a torch for service, a torch for sisterhood, and a torch for finer womanhood. My dear Soarers, it is time for us to rekindle the flame in our torches and return to the hopes and dreams of our cherished 5 pearls. Just like Arizona, Pearl, Myrtle, Viola, and Fanny, we are set at the precipice of the most exceptional time in history. Similar to our current time, Zeta was founded as the Spanish flu of 1918 was coming to an end. Our pearls in that frightening and uncertain time stepped up with valor and vigor. And I do not think it was coincidence, sorors, that we find ourselves in a mirror moment in our own Zeta journey. As we stand at the crossroads of our destiny, I offer our sisterhood an intentional emphasis of service together that will call upon the original vision of our treasured triumphant founders, spurring us into initiating and imitating their tenacity and resolve that has lasted a century to move Zeta forward together. As a CEO, I understand the need to exercise and execute skills and compassion. I realize that there must be room for both innovation and integrity to coexist along with tradition and modern innovation. Using these core values together, we will modernize our programming, address the contemporary needs of our community, centralize our training and development platforms to make chapter management easier, reevaluate partnerships and affiliations to determine alignment with Zeta's strategic focus. I offer not only more than 3 decades of uninterrupted service to the sisterhood, but I offer my vast external network of resources to help us expand the mission of our sisterhood domestically and globally in this unprecedented hour. Soarers, never has there been a time in our lives more extraordinary. We have endured collective devastation through the overwhelming trials that we have experienced in these years. But just like in the time of our triumphant pearls, our recent yesterdays have brought extraordinary sickness and death, extraordinary bias and bigotry, extraordinary loneliness and loss. And in this extraordinary time, I invite you, Soarers, to clasp hands with me as we reach into the archives of our rich past to honor the vision of our pearls. Together, let's tap into membership, unearth an underutilized genius that exists among us. Soarers, the time has come for an extraordinary tomorrow. The time has come for an extraordinary triumph. The time has come for extraordinary togetherness. And Soarers, look, departing the ordinary will take work, intentional focus, and very hard, consistent effort. But again, it's not about me or about you, but about how together we are a force, and how together we are the legacy of those who bore the torch. Let us continue to light the world with our torches and the brilliance in our minds, held high as members of the greatest service organization on the face of this earth, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Let's embrace the extraordinary. So as I ask for your partnership, I ask for your prayers, and I ask for your vote. Thank you. So at this time, I am truly humbled because, as I mentioned, being here on the campus where my Zeta dream started, I am joined by a legend here at St. John's University. He is the Vice Provost of St. John's University. He is the most distinguished, educated, phenomenal Black man that all of us had a privilege of learning from as we matriculated on these campus grounds. He watched as I became a member of this illustrious sisterhood. He has been a mentor, he has been a friend, and today he stopped by when he heard that I was making such an announcement to my sisterhood to just share a word of support as someone who has seen what the extraordinary can bear. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Andre McKenzie, Vice Provost of St. John's University.
Good afternoon. I recently celebrated my 35th year here at St. John's University. I think back to that day in August of 1986 when I began a career here in student affairs as Director of New Student Orientation. One of the first students that I met in that incoming class that year was Stacie. The impact, the impression that she made then, it's no surprise to me why I'm standing here today, so very, very proud of her candidacy, and in some small way hoping to be a part of it. The leadership that she demonstrated as a student has grown throughout her career, and I'm sure that leadership will be shown in service to Zeta. I am so happy to be here today and to see her again at St. John's, and I wish her well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. McKenzie. I don't have words adequate enough to express what it means like as an undergraduate on a campus that was not predominantly Black and Latino at the time when I attended, to see a man of influence on campus take real interest in seeing us not just arrive at a university, but actually matriculate and graduate. And to have him here is a full circle moment where my journey carrying the torch of the Zeta Light began. I'm also incredibly proud that in my professional career, I get to work with some amazing and incredible individuals. As you heard, our beautiful Sora Gilliard express that I am the facilitator for the JFK redevelopment program, now up to $18 billion. I am very humbled to be able to work with our elected officials, our community leaders, our terminal developers, and serve as the facilitator for our Community Advisory Council. Today I have the Senior Outreach Manager here with us just to say a word of congratulations as my colleague, as clients, as participants in helping to move forward economic opportunity within the borough of Queens. I'm so excited that she took time out of her schedule to join me on this very exciting day. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Antoine.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here alongside with Dr. Grant. Words cannot express how much I am proud of you on this announcement. And for the short time, about 7 months, that I have been working with Dr. Grant, I have seen her dedication to the community. I have seen her hard work, her late night hours that she has put into the JFK redevelopment program to ensure that our local firms and businesses are well aware and know what's going on around the community. So it is with a tremendous joy and happiness that I stand here to say that. Congratulations. And I know that there are folks out there that are rooting for you and they will vote for you. And I will pray that this will be your victory. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Rachel. And as was expressed earlier, I do have the privilege of working with our elected contingent from U.S. Congress to New York State Assembly to the City Council, and they're in session. most of them today, and wanted to be here to say a word. But one of my most special members, now I'm gonna get myself in trouble with that at the rest here. I love them all, but this was a campaign that I was proud to be a part of and to support young, new leadership in the realms of the New York City Council. And for those of you viewing across the country, you may not realize that New York City broke records this year. Over 31 women elected to the New York City Council, and the Speaker of the House is a dear friend of mine, Madam Speaker Adrienne Adams. But today, I have another person that I have been privileged to work with, see her rise into elected position, the newest member of our elected contingent in the borough of Queens, where I live and serve in the District of 27, Councilwoman Natasha Williams.
As soon as I walked in, I said I should have wore red, but hey, we're here. I'm so excited to support my Zeta sister, my big sister, in her quest. I'm really excited. I could not think of anyone else that could take on the mantle. As a person who is in a sorority myself, as I'm sure you guys can already know which one I'm in, I know this is a huge feat, but I have seen her dedication. I have seen her passion for serving others, for molding others, for making sure that folks have what they need to also be the best that they can. And so I'm just excited to be here and stand in support of you, and I can't wait till you see that victory. I know it's coming, so I'm just waiting for it to happen. So yay, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman Natasha Williams. She had to do a lot of maneuvering to be able to represent and be here today, and I'm grateful for it. And it's just a testament to let the work you do speak for you. And I never get it confused. It's not about me, but what God does through me to effectuate change and to shine my Zeta light. So as we start to wind down this afternoon, I have one of my clients and co-hosts for one of the shows that I produce on a weekly basis that also came to support. But he's also been my big brother since I was 16. We were in a leadership program together when I was in my junior and senior year of high school. So he's really seen and known my development, has been there, and then turned around and hired me to do work for his brand and what he is doing in the world. So I'm excited to introduce to you my dear brother, Royce Russell Esquire.
I am so very, very pleased to be one of the few to ask to come to speak here today to say a couple of words in reference to Dr. Grant's new venture. I'm an attorney by profession, and there's a reason for that, because I don't understand how you could be 23 years of age, but yet be in a sorority 30-something years. And I clearly don't understand if you're 23 and we've known each other for 16 years. I'm really trying to work out the math on that, because, you know, I'm only 18 years old as we stand here today. However, being here to say a couple of words in support means a lot to me, and we need to support this sister here. When I got here today, I looked at one of the signs and it said, let's build Zeta together. Well, in order to do that, you need to start from the top and work down to the bottom. And you need someone that is transparent, which Dr. Grant is. You need someone that is a hard worker, which Dr. Grant is. You need someone that's innovative, which Dr. Grant is. You need someone that is extraordinary, however, very much ordinary. And why is that important? Because extraordinary people stand alone. Ordinary people stand with a lot of other people in their support. So, Zeta, look out. You have someone here that's going to take you to the next level in the next chapter. It's just all about, are you ready? I think you're ready, because the future is now. So I thank you for having me, and I'm here for your support.
Thank you so much, Mr. Royce Russell Esquire. I appreciate you, Dr. Andre McKenzie, Rachel Antoine, Councilwoman Natasha Williams, for representing so many who wanted to be here. Our Congressman Gregory Meeks is actually on a plane. He was like, oh, I wish I could join. Our borough president is in the middle of a session. But knowing that I have the support of not only my elected officials, my community partners, my family, and let's pause to acknowledge that my family is actually here with our production company doing this today. My husband, Andrew Grant, let's give it up. You know, those who follow me, you know I affectionately call him my baby daddy. After 25 years, and March will be 26 years, I still like him. So that is something that past grad Barbara Carpenter said to me years ago on her 25th anniversary. She said, make sure when you get married, you not only love him, but you like him. And now 25 years later, I know exactly what she meant. So that's just a little side for those who are looking to build that kind of relationship in their lives. But I couldn't do this without his support and without my young kings. Some of you have watched my children grow up literally from the stroller to who they are now. They're like, Ma, don't call us, don't call us, don't call us. But they're here. And some of you remember Josiah in the stroller. Son, come, son. I want you to come on, Josiah. Come on. Everybody wants to see the baby in the stroller. When I served on the national board, I had to come to Boulay, and it was my first time traveling. Just take off the mask for a minute so they can see. Come on. Just take. He has facial hair, sorors. Pray for me, my firstborn. And I couldn't do this without him. You embraced me in leadership as a young mother, still intending to serve our sisterhood. And now look at him, 24 years later. Thank you, son. Yes, I try. And my baby, those of you that have been watching him grow, he is now a freshman on the campus of the University of Albany. This is old man Jenkins. He can't stand when I call him that, but thank you, my baby. I couldn't do what I do, and you know, he likes the camera, but it's okay now. Thank you, sir. I couldn't do what I do without the love and support. You know, my husband's not coming on camera because he's behind the camera right now, but I am so grateful that when we prayed on this, when we talked about it as a family, my sons were like, Ma, let's go. You were born for this. And I'm grateful that I can offer myself. There's a song that I love, Give Myself Away. And my prayer is, Lord, I give myself away that I can be a blessing and a service to the sisterhood that I have served for 33 years. We have more to come, sorors. In the times that we're living in, life is precious. So many have transitioned in a few short years, but we honor those by how we live. We honor our pearls by the actions that we do. And my intent is to have conversations with you, to grow with you on this campaign journey so that we embrace the extraordinary together. God bless you, and thank you for tuning in.